What up, y'all? It's your boy Rodimus here, back with another video. And I know it's been a while since I've dropped a video, but I did drop a little teaser last night letting y'all know that a video was coming as of today, Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. And on today's video, we are going to talk about LeBron James, the Los Angeles Lakers, what I think they should do, what I think will happen come the offseason, mainly the future of LeBron James. Now, as you recall, LeBron, Austin Reeves, and crew got swept by the reigning defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Chet Holmgren, and the reigning defending MVP, Finals MVP, regular season MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as I like to call him, SGA for short. But nonetheless, OKC is moving on to the Western Conference Finals as they await the winner of San Antonio and Minnesota. San Antonio is leading that series after last night, 3-2. Now back to what I'm going to talk about on today's video. The question is, what is next for LeBron? What is next for the Los Angeles Lakers? What should the Los Angeles Lakers do? What will LeBron do? That is the question. There's so many questions, but not enough answers, in my opinion. So like I said, Oklahoma City, they swept the Los Angeles Lakers 4-0. LeBron, on the other hand, he played, scored 24 points. He was 2 for 6 from the three, 8 of 16 overall, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers. So clearly it wasn't enough, being that they didn't have Luka with the hamstring injury. It still wasn't enough. And even if they did have Luka, I don't think it would have still been enough to overcome the reigning defending NBA champion OKC. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Let's talk about LeBron for a second. LeBron James is 41 going on 42. He still plays like he's 30. The fact that he stays in shape, he still moves like he's 30 years old, 31, 32, and can still give you 25, 30 a night. That says a lot. That speaks volumes. Now, LeBron did mention post-game that, he's never had to, until now, play the third option. He was basically the third option. Why? Because Luka Doncic was the star of the team. That's who the Lakers need to build around, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. He's the real focal point of the team, okay? Then you got people like Austin Reeves. What's the future holding for Austin Reeves? We don't know. But as far as LeBron's concerned, everywhere he's been, Miami, Cleveland, before Luka got to LA, he was the star of the team. Not this year. And yes, he missed a few games at the start of the season, and he's missed a few games overall. But nonetheless, LeBron can still go out there and do what you need him to do. And credit to JJ Redick. JJ Redick is a great coach. I think they found a good fit in JJ Redick and how he wants to mold this team nonetheless. But regardless, LeBron is the GOAT. And I don't mean the GOAT in that sense. I mean the GOAT in longevity. LeBron James, like I said, 41 going on 42, still doing the things that he does, 23 years in the game. That speaks volumes. But when you talk about GOATs, you talk about Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan. My personal 3 GOATs, if we can just go ahead and get this out the way right now, my personal 3 GOATs are Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and yes, LeBron James. LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore, whether you love him or not. He's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. He's on the Mount Rushmore. He should be on the Mount Rushmore of sports, period. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can throw guys like Tom Brady, Nolan Ryan, Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan out there, but LeBron James should definitely be in that conversation. And it does suck that LeBron and the Lakers went out that way. Mind you, LeBron has been swept 4 times in his career. 4 times. And everybody glosses over the fact that Michael Jordan got swept early in his career. Kobe got swept in his career, right? But everybody wants to focus on LeBron. LeBron can't do it all by himself. That's the thing. LeBron can't do it all by himself. So with that being said, I'm going to talk more about LeBron, what I think he should do, what I feel like the future holds, but I really don't know. Only people know, the only people that know are LeBron, his friends, and his family, because he said post-game, besides having to be the third option, he's going to, quote, recalibrate with his family on his future. Is this the last time we see LeBron James on the basketball court? We don't know. Is it possible? Yes. Is it possible that he plays a 24th season come next year? That's definitely possible, but we'll see. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. I wrote down 5 bullet points on what's next for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, their offseason started after Monday. They have $47 to $50 million in cap space, so they can go after a free agent. You know, ain't no telling who's going to be on the free agent market come the offseason, this summer and stuff like that. Will they be able to keep Austin Reeves? That's one thing. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And will LeBron come back to the Los Angeles Lakers for one more year? That's another thing I'll talk about. So let's get right into it. As I said, I wrote down 5 bullet points on what's next for the Los Angeles Lakers. First, build around Luka Doncic. Everybody's still talking about when he got traded last season from Dallas to LA, which I think was a wild move, but it is what it is. Unfortunately for Luka, he did not get to play in the playoffs due to his health, the partially torn hamstring injury, which sucks. But nonetheless, the Los Angeles Lakers, I feel like, need to hit the reset button. They need to hit the reset button and build around Luka. Luka is the star of this franchise. Not saying LeBron can't be, but LeBron's up there in age. This is Luka's team now. Come next season, it's going to be now or never. If they don't bring a championship, if Luka does not help this team bring a championship to Los Angeles, I feel like it's going to be a problem. Luka has to do everything he can to stay healthy, do the best he can to lead the team to the promised land, and everything will be okay. But the Los Angeles Lakers, Rob Pelinka and crew, they need to find guys to build around Luka, and hopefully the personalities, everything will clash and mesh to where the Los Angeles Lakers can be in the conversation for the NBA championship. They can be in the conversation with the San Antonios, the Bostons, the New Yorks, the OKCs of the world. What's going to happen? We don't know. Second, possibly keep Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is going to be a hot commodity, I feel like, come this offseason, come this summer. He's going to be a hot commodity. Will the Los Angeles Lakers keep him? I don't know. Will somebody trade for him? We don't know. Austin Reeves is a very good player. He's a very good player, and I'm a fan of Austin Reeves. Now, if it were up to me, per se, I would find a way to keep him. I would do everything in my power to keep Austin Reeves. Now, do I think it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Do I think it's, I don't want to say death. Do I think it's a difficult? Do I think it will be difficult if they don't keep Austin Reeves? No, because the Lakers will be fine. I feel like the Lakers will be fine with or without him. But in my opinion, they need to find a way to keep Austin Reeves. And I would not be shocked if they trade him, because he's due for a big raise. I don't care what you say. He's due for a big raise. Austin Reeves deserves to be paid, and he plays like he deserves to be paid. Salary cap. As I mentioned, the Los Angeles Lakers, they have the money to go after free agents. They have anywhere between $47 and $50 million this year in cap space. So they're good. They're good on that one. Second, free agents. Who are they going to go after in free agency? Who are they going to go after, say, when the trade deadline happens next season or free agency this summer? Who are they going to get to pair with Luka and, say, Austin Reeves if they keep him? That is the main question, because, again, the main thing is building around Luka. LeBron is no longer the focal point of this team. Luka Doncic is the focal point of this team. And come next year, as I mentioned, it's going to be now or never if they do not bring a championship. It's going to be now or never as far as the championship is concerned. Luka has to do everything he can to stay healthy and bring a championship to LA. So that's going to be the main priority there. That's going to be one of the main priorities, getting a top-notch free agent to pair up with Luka and make this team a valuable commodity and keep them in the conversation as far as the NBA championship is concerned. And last but not least, find ways to keep LeBron for one more year. LeBron made $52.6 million this year. Now, if he stays, it's talk that he could take a pay cut. I could understand LeBron wanting to take a pay cut, and I could also understand LeBron wanting his money. But at the same time, I feel like it's best that way he can help the team financially. He can help the team do the best they can to stay afloat, stay in the conversation in the Western Conference, and mainly the NBA championship. That's the main thing. Can LeBron James win a championship his last go round? That would be incredible. And I'll talk more about that in a little minute. I'll talk about more as to why that would be very important. But those are my 5 bullet points as far as the Lakers are concerned. I know they have other issues as well. They definitely need to get better defensively. That's another problem I have with the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers could not play defense to save their lives this year. I'm sorry. They could not play defense this year to save their lives. And they need to find ways to get some good defensive play. They need to find ways to get better offensively as well. So that's another thing that they need to work on this offseason. Now, as far as LeBron James is concerned, of course, you got to mention his accomplishments. LeBron James has done it all, ladies and gentlemen. What more has this man not done at 41 going on 42? I mean, let's talk about it. 4-time NBA champion, 4-time finals MVP, 4-time regular season MVP, 3-time gold medalist. He is a 3-time All-Star, 22-time All-Star. I think that's a record. 22-time All-Star in 23 years. 21-time All-NBA, 13-time first team. He made the second team this year. 4-time second team, 4-time third team. LeBron James is a 21-time All-NBA. That is incredible. NBA Cup winner with the Los Angeles Lakers and MVP. As I mentioned, 4-time gold medalist, 3-time gold medalist, 1-time bronze. He was a part of he was named to the NBA 75th anniversary team. And of course, he's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. So what more can this man not do? Literally, this man has done everything possible. He has broken almost every, if not every record possible in the NBA. This man is a legend. This is what I was talking about earlier when it comes to GOATs of longevity. LeBron is the GOAT of longevity. And that speaks volumes. That's the one word that comes to mind when talking about LeBron is longevity, volumes. And he has spoken that in 23 years. Now, I didn't watch First Take because I was at work. However, I did see Stephen A. Smith put out his A-list, 5 options for LeBron. And we're going to talk about this. And I wrote some notes under each option here. And last but not least, I will give my prediction on what I think will happen. So let's talk about Stephen's A-list. Again, these were his 5 options for LeBron going into next year. Number 5, retirement. As I mentioned, I listed off some of LeBron's accomplishments. And it goes back to the question again. What more can this man do? This man has proven everything that he needs to prove. Okay? Even in high school. 3-time state champion. I think he was player of the year or something like that. LeBron James had many accomplishments in high school. The NBA, again, I just listed off some of his accomplishments. There's nothing else for this man to prove. 41 going on 42. This man has done it all. He's done it all. So I don't see what else he needs to prove. Maybe going after another championship to call it quits. Who knows? Retirement. I see part of that. I see that being somewhat logical. Would I be shocked if LeBron decided to hang it up during this year? No. Would I be shocked if he decided to come back for a 24 season? Absolutely not. But retirement is definitely in the air, to say the least. It's definitely in the air. That's one option. I'll give you another option in a minute. Number 4, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I'm a Los Angeles Laker fan. And when you talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, you talk about the greats. You talk about Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Shaq, Kobe, Kareem, Magic. And you can throw LeBron in there. Is LeBron the greatest Laker of all time? Absolutely not. But has he done the purple and gold some justice? Yes, he has. He's brought a championship there when they won in the bubble in 2020. They won the NBA Cup. I know a lot of people don't consider that. I don't. But nonetheless, LeBron has done his best wearing the purple and gold. And I feel like he's made the Lakers franchise proud. Now, could they have won more championships? Probably. But nonetheless, I feel like LeBron has done the Lakers a great service. Do I want to see him in a Lakers uniform next year? No. Would I be shocked if he goes back to the Los Angeles Lakers for one more year to play with his son? No. But again, nobody knows the future of LeBron except LeBron, his friends, and his family. So we'll see where the chips fall come next season. But me personally, I don't feel like he should be in another Lakers uniform again. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Number 3, the Golden State Warriors. On paper, that sounds great. LeBron, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Porzingis, Steve Kerr coming back for 2 more years as head coach. That would be great. You can't possibly tell me that Golden State would not be the favorite to come out of the Western Conference. You cannot possibly tell me that they would not be the favorite to come out of the West. And people will easily crown them the NBA champion. Again, Curry, James, Green, Porzingis, Steve Kerr is their head coach. You can't tell me the rest of that crew wouldn't follow behind them. You can't tell me that they would not be the heavy favorite in the Western Conference. In reality, I don't think it'll happen. Now, LeBron and Steph Curry, they have a great friendship, and I know they wouldn't mind playing with each other. They've played many times on the All-Star team. But we're talking about an actual team here. And I just don't see that in the foreseeable future. But who knows? But again, on paper, that sounds great. That sounds tremendous. Steph Curry, LeBron James, the Golden State Warriors, easy favorites to win the NBA championship over teams like OKC, if they get past teams like OKC and San Antonio and teams of that nature. I mean, what other team in the West would you see LeBron in? Utah? No. Houston? They got KD. So, I mean, the Lakers, Golden State, take your pick on that one. Number 2, the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is number 2 on Steven's A list. The Cleveland Cavaliers. When LeBron James was there his first stint, he led the Cleveland Cavaliers to the 2007 NBA Finals against San Antonio. And they got swept. That was his first time getting swept. He went back again years later, led them to the championship in 2016. That great moment where he blocked Draymond's shot in the NBA Finals and they won the championship. And he screamed out, "Cleveland, this is for you." Remember that? Y'all remember that when he screamed out, "Cleveland, this is for you"? He did what he set out to do, and that was lead Cleveland to the championship. And he brought them a championship. Then he came to LA a couple years later. You know, would I like to see LeBron go back home one more time? Yes. But do I think it's possible? No. I thought about this last night. As I was preparing my notes, as I was preparing the script for this video, imagine LeBron James going back home one more time with Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and the rest of that crew. Imagine him going back home and say, for the sake of argument, they win the NBA championship and he retires on the biggest stage in basketball, right? And you can't tell me that that would not be the greatest send-off. To me, that would be the greatest send-off of any athlete in any sport. I thought about that last night. LeBron James going back home one more time to win the championship, his 5th title, and he retires on stage. That to me would be the greatest send-off in the history of basketball. That would be the greatest send-off in the history of sports. Baseball, hockey, whatever sport it is, football. What LeBron James would do, if that were to happen, would top all of that. Now, do I see him going back home? Possibly not. Is it an option for him? Maybe. But again, we don't know. We don't know what LeBron wants to do. But that would be such a must-see moment. Him going to Golden State would be a must-see moment, right? With him and Steph Curry. But this right here, him in Cleveland, with those two and the rest of that team, that would definitely be must-see. That would be the definition of must-see. And if they were to win the championship and he retires like that, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. That would be tremendous. That would be incredible. That would be the greatest send-off in the history of sports, hands down. And number one on Stephen's A list, of course, his New York Knicks. You know he's from New York. You know he's got to root for the Knicks. You know, any of these options would be must-see. Let me go ahead and throw that out there. Any of these options would be must-see. But him in New York, I watched the video from his YouTube show, the Stephen A. Smith show. And Stephen A. Smith said, if LeBron were to go to New York with Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, you would never hear me say another negative word about LeBron. Just imagine him in the Garden. Think of the history LeBron and MSG got, right? I mean, LeBron with Jalen Brunson, Cat, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Mike Brown as the head coach. That wouldn't be must-see? Like I said, all five of these options are must-see. And think about all the people courtside. Spike Lee, Fat Joe, Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan. The whole state of New York would be flooded to Madison Square Garden just to see LeBron and crew. You can't tell me they wouldn't be one of, if not the favorite to come out of the East, easily. In the same way if he was to go back to Cleveland. If he were to go to New York, they would automatically, hands down, be the favorite to come out of the East. And they would automatically have that pressure for them to win the NBA championship. Now, do I see it being a possibility? Not necessarily. But I'm sure that New York and management are going to try to throw a pitch for LeBron to come to New York. I'm sure James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks, I'm sure he's going to find a way to get on the phone with LeBron and his people for him to come to New York. But we don't know what's really going to happen. We don't know. Only time will tell. We got from now to the offseason to the beginning of next season. Only time will tell. So again, LeBron, going back to what he said, how he's having to recalibrate with his family. We don't know where the dominoes will fall. Only LeBron knows. So, with all that being said, if you were to ask me my prediction, here's my prediction. Like I said, I don't want to see LeBron in another Los Angeles Lakers uniform. But I wouldn't be shocked if he came back one more year as a Los Angeles Laker to do the best he can with Luka and crew to win the NBA title. Can I see him going another 2 years? Possibly. But all that being said, I want LeBron to go back home. I want him to go back home. I want him to have the perfect send-off. Because regardless of where he goes, he's going to have the perfect send-off. Whether it's next year or the year after, who knows? But my prediction is, I think he goes back home to Cleveland. And like I always say, I could always be wrong about this. I hope I'm not wrong. In this case, in this instance, I hope I'm not wrong. I want LeBron to go back home to Cleveland and get the greatest send-off that any athlete in any sport could have. You know, like I said, he's a 4-time NBA champion, going on possibly 5, if he can get to 5. But like I said earlier, him going to Cleveland, possibly for the sake of argument, and retiring on the grandest stage in basketball with a 5th title, just winning a 5th title, would be the greatest retirement in all of sports. So who knows? That's the question. Who knows? We shall see. We shall be tuned in. I'm going to be tuned in for sure. I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to be keeping an eye on what goes on with the situation as far as LeBron is concerned. I know a lot of people, a lot of LeBron fans are. I know the media is going to constantly talk about it every day until he makes his decision. So we shall see where the dominoes fall as far as the Los Angeles Lakers, Austin Reeves, and especially LeBron James. But that is my point of view. That is my point of view as far as the Lakers and LeBron are concerned. Y'all give me y'all takes on things. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. What do you think will happen with the future of LeBron James? And where do you think he will play next season if he does decide to come out and play next season for a 24th year? But all that being said, my name is Rodimus. This has been my point of view, and I will see you guys next time.